John Large, what are your concerns about arrangements for safety when nuclear-powered submarines visit Southampton?
Well, they're just not sufficient. I mean, the accidents that the Ministry of Defence nominates for its submarines is not a sufficient test with which to exercise any emergency plans. Look, the reality is that the Titanic didn't just hit an iceberg and carry on. The Titanic sank. If you have a nuclear submarine here with an incident, then that incident could be very severe and very testing. So really the problem in Southampton is, first of all, that the Ministry of Defence doesn't provide a sufficiently severe enough accident. Secondly, importantly, it doesn't provide the local authority, Southampton City Council, with sufficient details of how to manage the accident. So there's a lot of deficits here.
So what are the implications for local people and emergency responders?
Well, for local people, the plan would only be effective over the immediate area of the docks, the eastern docks. That's about 800 metres around the submarine effectively. But if the radiation spreads, and it's likely to in any moderate accident, beyond the dock gates, then the resources would be particularly stretched. The local authority resources would be stretched. One of the peculiar problems of Southampton is that those intervention teams, the people who actually go in there to save lives, protect the public, the police, the ambulance drivers, the firefighters, all of those are on very restricted limits of radiation dose that they can take up. So in other words, they will have to retire very early in the incident. As the incident develops, as the radiation levels go up, those firefighters will have to pull back into a safe distance. Meanwhile, members of the public, however brave the firefighters are and the ambulance drivers are, they will be instructed to pull back to save their resources in reserve. Members of the public could be trapped in the area being exposed to undue excessive levels of radiation.
What do the regulatory authorities have to say about this?
The regulatory authorities here is the Health and Safety Executive, and we just don't know, because for the last two meetings they just haven't attended. So the public, not only can not the emergency planning group, they didn't attend today, for example, so those firefighter representatives, the police, etc., can't ask the Health and Safety Executive for their opinion because they're not here, and they certainly haven't attended any public information. So there's no consultation from the Health and Safety Executive with the public.
John Large, thank you very much.
Good.